on a planet gone mad. 7 ordinary kids are about to discover a world they could never imagine, and where nothing is as it seems. But hold on. In this place where dangers threaten from all sides, the only line of defense is... Watch out! A bunch of creatures called Digimon. Fox Kids has just cranked adventure up to a new level, so get ready for an all-new Digimon. Saturday morning at 9:30, only on Fox Kids.
The Digi-volution is up and running. Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know what's coming? A Digi-destiny starts today. Let me hear you say. Digimon, go monsters. Digimon are the champions. Digimon, go monsters. Digimon are the champions. With Digi-will and Digi-vice in hand, there's a Digi-dynamic force in Digiland. When the Digi-past and Digi-present collide, time to Digi-side. Digimon, go monsters. Digimon are the champions. Digimon, go monsters, Digimon are the champions. Digimon! The Digi-Dudes will Digi-rule with Digi-ability and Digi-tool. Save the world from a Digi-disaster. The threat from the net makes the digital masters. Digimon, go monsters, Digimon are the champions. Digimon, go monsters, Digimon.
Hey guys, welcome to Digimon Digital Podcast. I am Zach.
I'm Evan. Nice to meet you guys.
And I'm Sarah.
Sarah for the first time on one of our podcasts, actually.
How's it going? Welcome to the group.
I'm so excited.
Can you get me a coffee, please?
No!
So, this is a little different from what we usually do. Usually we're just kind of off the cuff and talk about whatever is on our mind. This time, we're talking specifically about a specific subject, Digimon.
Yep.
Now, Digimon has a big history with me because it was one of the first anime I ever watched, next to Pokemon. I started watching it back in 2000 or 2001, somewhere around that area. Mm-hmm. And I've always kind of enjoyed it. It's always been one of my nostalgic things. It's always something I come back to every few years.
It's his raison d'etre.
Yeah, it's something that I really enjoy. And I wanted to kind of look over it and kind of view it from an adult perspective to kind of see if it really holds up. And yeah, I decided to invite Evan. What is your history with
I mean, I was a huge Pokemon fan. You know, everybody was like, oh, you have to pick one or the other. You have to either be Pokemon or Digimon. I picked Pokemon. I watched Digimon occasionally, off and on. I think, really, I caught more episodes of Digimon at Cece's Pizza than I actually watched at home on TV. But I watched my fair amount. I knew about the characters and things of that nature. I knew some of the basic overarchs, but I could honestly not even tell you what happened on that show. I don't remember jack about it. So I'm basically a blue blood when it comes to Digimon.
And I think that was good that we have somebody
who doesn't know what the hell's going on with this crazy world of digital
talking monsters. So on the opposite
monsters.
of you, kind of probably one of the few people who know more about Digimon than me is Sarah.
Oh yeah, I love Digimon. I picked Digimon over Pokemon, so see how I rode that train.
So yeah,
absolutely love it.
Before we start off, quick history of the show.
Okay.
Unlike what a lot of people think, it's not a direct ripoff of Pokemon. Not direct. It kind of is a ripoff. I used to deny it. And
What's the
like
second? What's the third syllable? Mon.
But it is based off a game. It's based off a Tamagotchi-like game, which is you take care of these creatures that can evolve and stuff like that. But
see, I remember when they first came out at Toys R Us, I actually thought that they were Pokemon ripoffs. I thought that they were Pokemon. They were supposed to be like the original version of them that later became the game. I was an idiot back then.
I actually got one of those. I have two. Yeah. I have two.
Did you ever fight with anybody?
Oh no, I didn't realize you could fight.
You had two. You could have got your sister to fight
that
with
was
you.
the big thing. That they could fight, unlike Tamagotchi, which couldn't fight.
Shame.
And then, of course, they decided to make a series off it. Of course, having nothing to do with the actual thing it was based off of, like Pokemon. So let's go ahead and go right in.
All right.
Episode 1, and so it begins.
So it begins.
I want to mention first off, still love the opening.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's a very interesting thing, and it kind of sets it off from a lot of shows at the time for being very digital and kind of techno almost, very remixy.
Okay.
And I want to mention that the first time I saw this, I actually didn't watch the first episode when it aired. I actually started watching during a later arc. Mm-hmm. I watched this streamed on the internet in the year 2000. I don't actually really have anything to compare it to. Like, you can't really see this, but I'm holding up, like, this charger.
Yeah, the
for
charging
laptop.
I mean,
bar.
like a
That's how big the video was.
Oh god, it must have been like 1020 by like 60.
I mean, like a mint box size, like an Altoids
He's
box
watching a
size.
thumbnail.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
is
gosh.
the
It
resolution?
was on, because they had all the recaps on, like, the website, except episode 1 on, like, foxkids.com. Except episode 1, where they had the entire episode on the internet.
In glorious 1020 120 resolution.
Played up.
Which kid's talking?
I remember I watched it from the beginning. I'm like, oh, this is a cool show. Digimon. I had to totally watch this.
And just to show how old it was played on Real Player.
Wow.
So they talk a little bit about nature at the beginning. I don't think this really ever pays off, the whole nature thing, like how nature's going crazy.
La 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 la.
And then we go immediately into our character introduction. So let's go ahead and look at those. First we have Ty, our leader and narrator for this episode.
Boring.
So, a few notes on him. Goggles are a thing in Digimon. It means you're the leader.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
There's no, like, real reason that goggles mean you're a leader.
Because
but-
goggles are fucking awesome, man.
Eventually they're passed down.
So, I don't really find him terribly annoying. He's just kind of bland.
No, he's not annoying. He's so plain, isn't he? He's just like, I'm the leader and I'm dumb, but I have a good heart. Yeah,
But
I
he
wear
al-
goggles.
But he also plays off as the one that rushes into things and makes stupid
That's what I mean.
choices.
He's dumb.
Yeah.
He's headstrong. He's kind of like what every kids-oriented anime thing tends to be, which is, let's go for it. Yeah. Act first, think later.
Which can work, but he needs something more than that.
Yeah,
he's
like,
just kind of bland.
desperately.
He's boring.
He likes soccer.
Yeah, and where does that ever play into anything?
He, like, much later in the series.
That's how you appeal to Americans, kids.
Okay,
Soccer.
so after that, we have Sora, who was, I guess, our first female protagonist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the closest person to Ty.
And she's okay. She's also really, I think, kind of bland. Like, obviously there's not really supposed to be a love interest in the show, but she kind of fills the archetype of the love interest.
Yeah, so I have a
Yeah.
question about her. Why does she wear a helmet?
Maybe she's retarded.
It's actually not a helmet. It's a beanie that looks like a helmet.
Oh.
No. We'll get into this later, but she uses it as a helmet at one point.
Oh.
When Ty's talking about her,
This is Sora. She's okay for a girl.
he says she's okay for a girl.
Oh.
Some people will say that's sexist. He's
10
he's 10 years old.
Yeah, they're all 10 years old, except for maybe Izzy and DK.
They're 12.
I just think they're 10. That makes
Yeah.
no sense.
No, I think that makes it seem better, because it's like, oh, yeah, she's good for a girl. He's at that stage in his life where he's like, they have boobies.
Well, like, also, you have to understand she's the tomboy of the group, so he probably doesn't see her as a girl, but also
Yeah.
probably as one of the guys.
No, that doesn't happen at that age. Everything is a girl that isn't a guy.
She actually kind of feels less of a character than Ty.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's just, like, at least Ty has something that he rushes in and does things. She really,
She thinks about things.
she's
like,
so,
"No, you
like,
shouldn't rush."
she's so empty.
Yeah.
She's so easy to fill with your own thoughts and degradations.
I think she is the one. Her only role is to be the one to stop Ty and Matt.
She plays,
from
she's
fighting.
the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's the mom.
So we have, so speaking of, we have Matt. Who, I'm going to go ahead and show you my notes on this. Matt looks like a douche. Even Ty makes fun of his hair. Hate Matt. Hate Matt.
I remember when he first came on. It was him and then the other guy. And they said, Matt. Oh, and I was like, that kid's gonna f things up a lot.
You do not.
And then the other guy came. Which one?
Well, Izzy's after him.
Okay.
You do not know. Like, as a kid on the internet, there is a big fan base for Matt.
Of course there is. He's a
Girls.
jerk.
Yeah.
They love him, especially in
He's a
Japan.
jerk and he's an idiot. Of course there's a huge fan base.
And the harmonica.
He's everything that girls want. He's everything that girls want to change.
He looks like
in
the bad
guys.
boy. I think he's the bad boy of the group.
No,
That's
with
why.
that hair, there's no way he's the bad boy.
I think we can all agree, though, that Matt's terrible.
Oh god. Yes.
Yeah.
Just awful.
So we have Izzy next.
Izzy, that man is 90 years old.
Matt-
My notes on Izzy is smart.
No,
and
no,
then
no.
there's like
No,
looks
no.
like- I don't know. It's just like
He is
smart kid.
There's that sort of archetype that you see in a lot of older shows, and particularly in sitcoms that are about kids, where there's always one kid who's not a child. He's not human. He's more like a walking alien computer that knows everything for no reason. That's what Izzy is. He's literally just the show's gateway to the wonderful world of information.
So
He knows far too much more than he should.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, wow, you nerd. What gibberish are you speaking? These
Exactly.
other kids are just hearing blah, 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 blah.
So I like Izzy, because I think he's the only one that like thinks rationally.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote this down. I said, I'm now noticing that Ty's observations are completely useless.
Yeah. Izzy was my favorite character in the beginning. Just because, he's the smart one. Yeah. Everybody always wanted to be the smart one.
I was
So,
just like, computer nerd.
So we go on to...
That's what the show director said, too. It's computer, nerd.
we go on to Mimi, who is a fashionista and likes to complain.
Oh, she annoys me.
I love Mimi!
I'm curious as to why she's at summer camp in a full dress.
She probably wanted something to
Her
experience.
parents
something
forced her
different.
to go. That's what I'm
And
thinking.
most people found her annoying,
Same thing with Izzy.
but I'll actually tell you why people found her annoying. It's because she's annoying.
You think? Is that a possibility?
She speaks her mind.
No, it's because she won't shut up.
There's two reasons that I don't like her.
But-
One, her nickname reminds me of my sister. My sister's
No, that's
nickname
her
was
name.
Mimi. I know. Her name reminds me of my sister's nickname, which was Mimi. And me and my sister hated each other growing up. And two, her personality reminds me of my sister,
Vapid.
who annoys me to no end. Love her to death. When we were growing up, we hated each other. And Mimi is annoying.
And Mimi is all about her image, too.
Yes.
She's like, oh, that would totally go well with this outfit. I shouldn't have wore these gloves.
They're dying in the desert, and all she can think about is hunky lifeguards. It's like, lady, do you
lifeguard.
have priorities in life?
So, yeah.
She came around. This is around the time that the Valley Girl personality was popular, and it's kind of obvious to see what they wanted her
When
to
did
be.
Mean Girls come out?
Mean Girls came
Yeah.
out like 2000s.
So, one last note of her. I hate her hat. Anyways,
That hat's awesome. Get the sun out of her face.
She's in Japan. Is cowboy a thing here?
It's a
In
sun
Japan?
hat.
I have been born and raised in Texas, and I grew up in Garland. When that first started out, that was not the urban part of Texas. I have barely ever seen a cowboy hat in my life.
Yeah.
And I live in the place they're from.
No, I live in Cowboy Town, and
No.
I didn't even see a cowboy
No.
hat unless I went downtown.
anyways.
Go ahead.
We have TK, who is Matt's brother. That's his character.
Yeah, that's he's a cute enough character, but that's just him. I'm the little kid. I'm here to make the rest of the kids seem older.
Yeah, he's probably the worst character in season 1.
Yeah, because he's not a character.
Yeah.
He's an accessory
He cries a lot.
to the worst character.
Also, I hate his hat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have Joe, the team keeper together.
Keep her together.
Together.
He's the oldest.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's the other guy that when Matt came on and they did Joe, and I was like, nah, that kid's also gonna mess things up quite a lot.
I don't think so. I think he's the only one that has stuff together.
No,
Yeah, he has his
it's just
future
because
planned.
they spend okay, first of all, they introduce him by saying, don't scare him, because he'll pee his pants.
I can see that.
Literally everything, this guy doesn't have a Zen state. He could really benefit from, a psychotherapist or even just, a CD of soft music. This dude is hardwired all the time.
So yeah,
He's got a plan, and he has execution for his plan.
so I like Joe. He doesn't really get to do much though.
Yeah, they could have fleshed that out more.
Yeah.
So
Well, he's a one-trick pony.
at this point, Matt, of course, starts worrying about TK.
Yeah.
Because it's snowing now.
Which is
It's
weird,
summer.
because all throughout the series, they keep talking about how Matt never worries about TK, and yet that's really all he does.
Yeah.
I mean, he worries about it in the sense that he complains about him, but it's there. It's addressed, constantly.
So they start to freak out because they see the Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
May I see it?
No.
At this time of year, at this time of day.
In
this hemisphere, localized entirely within this summer camp.
Which is really
Yes.
weird. These giant words that I didn't know when I was 12, but I was like, huh?
So meteors come flying at them.
Yeah.
So what would be the smart thing to do if you see stuff flying at you?
Run.
Run?
What do they
Like
do?
far? They just stare.
There.
They are turkeys in the rain.
With their mouth open.
So then they get these digivices, which interesting. You have one.
I have one.
May I see it?
No.
Yes.
I value this thing a lot. It is on the collector's market. Insane. It's insane.
Anyways,
The powers that be seem to automatically assume that these are meant to be treated as accessories. They come with a little back clip on them. Like they generate like that. That's how they're formed. It seems so obvious. Like, where are we giving this to? School kids? What are those? I don't know, but they have backpacks. Okay.
so
That's later in the story.
they get stuck in the digital world, and this is where we first meet our Digimon friends.
Oh gosh.
So first off,
Friends in quotations.
we have Kuromon, who eventually digivolves or evolves into Agumon, who is Tai's Digimon. He's cool. He's not awful.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
His in training form looks weird, but I guess we can kind of say that about everybody.
Yeah.
He's a bouncing head.
I was all like, cute.
He is literally a lima bean with ears.
They're all so cute.
Or no, wait, even better, a dumpling. He's a dumpling with ears.
So then we'll meet Mochimon / Tentomon, who's Izzy's Digimon. Tentomon's cool. I like
Tentomon, I feel like he would be annoying if he wasn't paired with Izzy, but
Yeah.
he's not. That's like the fact that he's paired with Izzy, who can be rather annoying at times, makes him seem much cooler.
But
and
it
works.
seems
It works really well.
Tentomon really need to be with Izzy, because Izzy's always constantly serious, computer. However, Tentomon is his break from the computer. He makes him
That's
go
the
back
point.
into
But that would
real
happen
life.
with pretty much anything they
Yeah.
gave Izzy who wasn't computer savvy. But the point is, it worked well for the character.
Yes.
Yeah, and around this point we get our first look at the digital world. I really like the design of the digital world, actually. Kind of like the little dotty kind of effect. It makes it feel very outworldly.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is gorgeous. That is such gorgeous painted
Yeah, the
setting.
impressionistic
Oh my
aspect
gosh,
of it is
I love
really
it.
good.
I was like, I had to note that.
That was our art second.
Yes.
Of the
We know
episode.
words like impressionism and paintbrush.
And we also get to meet Koagumon. He is a Digimon. Moving on.
His chest is on fire. Sorry. I had to say that.
They hide inside a hollow tree. Of course, that didn't ever come up again.
What was up with that? It's like, let's get in this hiding tree. You guys realize the tree, we know it's a hiding tree. All you Digimon seem to share knowledge of it, and it doesn't have a physical form, so he obviously knows it's a hiding tree. I mean, we're out in the open, guys. We're out in the open.
So I guess I should explain real quickly. There's something called the first episode rule
Okay.
in fiction. It basically states, it's kind of an unwritten rule that basically states that anything that happens in the first episode can be disregarded without question if it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's basically stating that, like, if a new show just tries to do something in the first episode, but later on decides that's dumb, they can just kind of ignore it or, like, go against it for any reason. It's just kind of, it's basically understood the first episode is the experiment.
For reference, watch the first episode of Power Rangers. And then watch every episode after. Of course, they use that every episode.
I thought
So-
that tree looked like a silo.
We continue our Digimon intros with Yokomon / Biomon, who's Sora's Digimon.
It purrs.
Yeah, I don't care about Biomon.
She's about the same as Sora, to be
Yeah.
honest. She fits perfectly. Bland.
We have Tokumon and Patamon, who's TK's Digimon.
Oh, Tokumon.
I liked him.
Tokumon.
Boy, do I hate him
When
now.
he opens his mouth, he's this cute little, like, almost like a little white
He's
Pomeranian.
like a hamster.
Yeah, he's like a hamster,
Them
but he's got these
teeth.
long ears. And then he opens his mouth, and he's a shark.
Them teeth.
It is the most horrifying thing I have ever seen in a children's show.
That horn.
Like,
on
legitimately.
Yeah,
That's
Sudamon's
so
next.
weird.
Sudomon / Gabumon. Gabumon's alright, but he's actually would be a better character if he wasn't with Matt.
Yeah.
Matt actually drags him down.
Matt drags everybody down.
Sudomon has a gigantic spike on his head for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
He could probably kill people.
Yeah. Although he doesn't, because he's literally a hopping
He
head, so
literally
how would
loses
he?
that spike in his champion, which is weird.
He loses it as soon as he turns it.
Yeah,
he does. He's the one that
oh.
turns it to Garurumon.
Going back to Biomon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally has it for the first 2 stages of his life.
Going back to Biomon, why a flower? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she was a flower in her
And then
first form,
she
and
turns
then-
into a bird.
So,
Evolution.
I had a
And,
friend
Gab-
freaking out about
and
that.
Gabumon also
Yes.
wears a random animal pelt, and it's never explained, and it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he takes it off in one episode, and they refuse to show him.
We
So
need
you
to
know there's like some skeletal
Lizard
crap going
Okay,
on there,
so,
exposed brains and whatnot.
I have notes here that I've been kind of referring to. And next I have Bukamon/Gomamon, which is Joe's Digimon. I'm going to have Evan read out what I wrote.
Oh no. Let's look. Bukamon, you are the bane of my existence. Every moment you are on Kara and exist is torture to my very being. I wish you had never even been thought of, and no matter what language you're in, I will always hate you. I don't like Gomamon.
So why does it float? I know that he has a.
He's a seal.
I know he has a mega form that floats, but like it doesn't make sense because then he goes to this otter thing.
It's because he's Gomamon. He's a little piece of crap.
and the color doesn't help either.
I hate Gomamon. Like, I genuinely, I think he's one of the most annoying characters. And before anybody thinks it, it's not because of the voice, and it's not because of the way he's, like, portrayed.
Yes.
Well, I guess kind of is the way he's portrayed, but I think everything he does, his lines, and just how he acts is just awful. And he's one of the worst characters in this
He
first
doesn't
season.
do anything.
He doesn't do anything. He does anti-stuff. He's supposed to do stuff, and he refuses to do them.
He makes me like Joe more.
Yeah, and
Much
that's
more.
his only good thing. Is that
And you feel bad for Joe.
He's a hindrance that's paired up with a hindrance. It's just weird.
And before we move on to our last one, we do some more character introductions. They reintroduce themselves.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The Digimon.
I'm like, do they really need to do that again? I mean, why
Kids
didn't
have
they
short
just save
attention
that?
spans, man.
And what I love about it is they end off the character introductions, and they talk about, like, Mimi's missing, and you can tell that Izzy just hates her.
Oh god, right?
He's just like, she's probably off
No,
eating
my
flowers.
favorite one, okay, for anybody listening, I mean, you're probably old enough to understand this. If you're not, this is what you go here. If you are ever described, or if you ever describe yourself as the self-proclaimed cool one, you're a nerd. You're not cool. That's the point of being cool.
Yeah, like the only comment I had, like there was
God, Matt,
there
I
was an
hate you.
Izzy face that I was like, oh dear, it looks like Izzy is about to kill something. Or wait, let me
Izzy
see.
always looks like he's about to... I mean, he's this genius who's palling around with these dopes
Mm-hmm.
in this new land where they literally constantly tell him to stop trying to discover
Yeah.
things.
Let me see if I can find that note. I made a note on Izzy, and it's like
yeah.
I put Izzy's face, his reaction when Mimi was mentioned.
This entire
And
series
then-
is literally just a metaphor for the deprecation
and then
of the
there was, like,
fragile
a-
child's mind.
In a scene where it looked like he regretted something he did, and he was just like looking off. I was like, oh my gosh,
I
Izzy.
addressed Mimi by name. Oh no, what have I done?
So we have the last one, which is Palmon.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanamon is her in training form. I like Palmon.
Yeah,
I like
I
Palmon.
She's fine.
love Palmon.
That's Mimi's, and she's...
Her evolution makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the only one that really
sense.
has like a logical conclusion, with
Little-
the exception
little
of...
flower becomes bigger flower, becomes cactus, becomes
Flower
flower. Yeah.
thingy.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
she's the only one with a common theme all the way throughout.
So,
What
you know,
acid are
so
they
yeah, the rest of this is just kind of like what you'd expect with the first episode. You get chased to a cliff edge. They, and this is where I've noticed, like, this is when you first see Tokamon actually fight, and you first see his mouth,
Yeah.
and he's just terrifying.
And you're just like, this has escalated so quickly. They just
They
ramp up the
fight
fear
back,
scale.
and they're actually almost useful.
Oh, yeah.
They all attack with bubbles, but
Which is weird. It's like, is that all... I guess because they're babies and babies blow bubbles?
and I also noticed that
Babies love bubbles.
I actually noticed that they're actually really good at immediately remembering all their names.
Yeah.
They jump up at them, and each of them call out for their specific Digimon by name. And
Right.
It's like, you literally just met them 2 seconds
I
ago.
mean, and even throughout their evolved forms, they do that. Like, really quickly.
I feel like they initially build a bond with these critters right from the start.
Yeah.
While we're on that, when the Digimon are first introduced, they call themselves Digimon and say, they somehow offhand mention human beings, which they've never seen. They have no idea what they look like, but they all of a sudden, within the second, know that these people are human beings, these new creatures, as well as knowing what the word human being is.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's because they're supposed to be like data or something.
I guess. Maybe they have it
they're
inbred
part of the
into them.
internet.
Inbred into them. Bred into them.
Yeah. So, they defeat the giant Kuwagamon, except they don't, and he
Yeah.
knocks them off the cliff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which means that they're super useful.
Which is a ton more realistic than any other show, to be perfectly
like,
fair.
I had to make a comment. Mimi's like, "Do you really have to go?" And she's like,
Oh yeah, because they're fighting back.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And Mimi's just like throws her and lets her go. I was like, oh my
yeah.
god.
They get knocked off the cliff, and
Yeah.
that's where we end the first episode, with them about to die.
Yay! Good series, guys. Alright,
Yeah.
wanna watch Pokemon? Let's watch Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a death scene coming up.
So they fall into the river below, and we see Goemon's special ability, which is summoning fish, by yelling fish.
I mean, if it's that easy, imagine if you found this world and you're a fisherman.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
home, man.
Those
you're
fish-
dead. You're done.
Those fish are awesome. One of them had an eye patch. I want to know his story. I really do. He had like a scar and an eye patch. I was like, dude, that fish is badass. I need to know about him.
And by the way, I don't know if you noticed this.
Maybe he was fighting with a fisherman.
But, leave. Anyways, I don't know if you noticed this, but Quagamon, the giant fierce Digimon, is not defeated by them. He's defeated by his own claws, breaking the cliff off and
Falling into
Yeah.
the river and drowning.
If 6, right?
Seven.
Seven.
Well, seven.
If 7 relatively intelligent, admittedly young but still relatively powerful creatures cannot defeat one giant idiot, what does that say about this show?
There's a lot of idiots in this show.
Oh my! It's inhabited almost solely by them.
It's the internet.
That's
What'd
why
you
Izzy's so
expect?
frustrated.
So
The
I don't
internet.
know like what this note is for. I think I lapsed out for a second, but I just put "Shut up, Gomamon."
Oh, it's because he's talking. These fish are my friends.
They're
so Probably. great,
but don't think about
eating
them. I'd never harm
I think I like to randomly lapse out and just black out for a second and just write stuff about Gomamon
That's alright.
because that's what I do.
It's your,
Someday I'm gonna find
that
you.
is the vein
I'm gonna
of your
find you and I'm gonna
existence.
kill you. I'm gonna feed you to those fish friends you love so much.
So they
Oh, what's going on? Where are we?
So once they finally got onto land, they
So the
we
fish is
kind of
dead.
learn a little bit about what evolving and digivolving is, and the
Yeah.
fact that they can turn back, which I think is a little different from Pokemon.
Yeah, massively different. Once you've evolved in Pokemon, you've evolved. It's like aging,
Yeah,
and you can't, become
can't.
younger.
yeah.
And with Digimon, not most Digimons can do that too. And
Yeah.
it's like
Well, I mean, you never see wild Digimon devolve.
I think it's,
Then again, you never see wild Digimon evolve, do you?
it really happens if they exhaust their energy. I think.
I mean, where are they getting this? Because in the show, it's explained that the reason that the main 7 Digimon are able to evolve is because they draw energy from their users,
Yeah.
their masters, the Digidestined.
They feed off the energy. Like if they are in danger, something sets them off. But yeah, it kind of happens much later in the series.
Again, I guess this goes back to the aspect that, well, does that happen in the first episode, or is it one of the subsequent ones?
For what?
When they explain that.
They kind of talk here about like the fact that they can digivolve, but they don't know why yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's kind of explained later that that they can.
it's as the next couple episodes.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
start real.
So it's not applicable to the
Izzy
first
solves the
episode.
problem.
so
Scott.
so kind of behind the scenes look right here. I took a lot of notes,
Okay.
and then I kind of realized that a lot of this is just them walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, like at this point, it's just a lot of exposition, and then they start walking.
Yay! Mimi talking about how boring everything is.
So and now we get into a part which is another big issue with Digimon. They find a random thing that's completely out of place, and they immediately go to investigate it. First off, we get the phone.
Phone booths! And they're not like, okay, these phone booths are in the middle of nowhere, but they don't not work. I mean, they can't use them to make calls, but there are voices on the other end of them, so
Yeah.
They're different.
talk, guys! I mean,
Much to that, different voices. It's not one person.
yeah.
By the way, a line I love here is when Matt's on the phone, and it goes,
This number only exists in your imagination. Please hang up and don't call back.
What planet did I dial?
"This number only exists in your imagination. Please hang up and never call back." Which is what I said would be similar to what I would say if Matt called me.
Right? It makes sense, doesn't it? It's all in your head, Matt.
I do like.
You're such a douche that the rest of the world has shut you out.
I enjoy ties. I think Mom's off her rocker or something like that.
Hello? Hey, Mom, it's me.
At the town, the time will be exactly 45 miles per hour and 96 seconds.
Something's wrong or Mom's flipped.
Let's see. They decide at that point to kind of regroup, look for supplies. They realize that they don't really have anything except TK, which immediately maybe tries to take his food.
Because she's such a wonderful, caring person.
She starts being really nice to him. It's like, hey there. Well, you
We give me all of your food.
Yeah, and then Mimi shows that she has the food.
Oh my gosh.
And all the supplies.
No, she doesn't have the food. She has, like, the starter
She
fluid.
has all the preparedness
She has
kit, yeah.
the weird knifey thingy, she calls it.
She calls it the thing with all the different knives in it.
And then...
It's a Swiss Army knife,
And then
ladies
she's
and
like,
gentlemen.
and then Joe's all like, Mimi, you forgot to, it's your turn to carry the emergency food. And they're like,
Oh, I didn't want to because we were at summer camp and nobody wants to do that stuff. By the way, I have all these
you need to be
emergency
more
rations.
responsible, Mimi.
Well, I mean, we could talk about how dumb she is, but while they're sitting there trying to figure out what the rations are, Ty just starts eating the food.
Yeah.
So he's kind of an idiot.
At least he goes after what he
This
wants.
stuff is delicious. I can eat 10 of these.
Ty, that has to last us until the rest of eternity, because I don't see a fast food McDonald's anywhere. Don't care!
So immediately they're attacked by Shellmon.
Ugly.
Oh, that thing. I love that. What did I call
A
it?
sphincter.
I called it a
Butthole.
tentacle hemorrhoid anus head turtle shellmon. I think that's the name they pitched it with, and then the director was like, can you cut it down to the last 2 words?
Sphinctermon.
I don't understand. Okay, it's literally a shell with this little pink set of flesh in this crevice with this little, like, sphincter-like thing. The sphincter opens up and all these tentacles come out, and then a head comes out with it. And it's on top of the forehead. And it's a turtle, and I'm like,
A shelled thing.
how?
It's a snail.
Where
Turtles
were
don't
these
look like
drugs purchased? These are good.
Oh my gosh. Our friend was watching this with us.
This is a kid's
And
show.
he was like, what am I watching? He's like, this doesn't make any sense at all. And I'm like,
So
yeah.
What did it
Sucker
evolve
finger.
from?
It's sucker finger
Yeah,
too.
on its feet.
Apparently it's an evolution of Agumon, if I'm correct.
maybe.
A divergent.
So anyways,
Creepy.
Ty gets in trouble, of course.
Yeah.
Agumon
Because he's
evolves.
Ty.
Agumon evolves to his next form, which is the first evolution of Agumon, which is Greymon.
Greymon.
So,
Greymon.
I think he has a pretty cool design.
Yeah, I like it. I mean,
He's
it's
kind of like Cubone.
well, he works with whatever kid wanted as a youngster. A Tyrannosaur worked well. That's why he's one of the fan favorites.
Yeah.
Kids love Trent.
This is something I noticed while I was kind of writing down these notes. He's kind of Godzilla-like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then I was looking at his evolutions, like, this is kind of like Godzilla.
they're all Godzilla.
Yeah, because you got later on we're gonna get a mecha form.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get a skeleton form,
There's also
and then we get
2 forms there for that side.
we get like a mega war Greymon or something, like an even more.
Then you get like a Sentai thing.
Yeah,
metal
it gets
form.
it gets like a bright version. So Greymon, fire type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shellmon, water type.
Mm-hmm.
Fire versus water, fire wins.
This is all sounding familiar.
No, I actually wrote down fire versus water, fire wins. Pokemon lied to me.
Well, yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you put out floods?
And then this is where we learn that they revert back to their earlier form.
And once they're exhausted all their energy, and that's when a lot of the kids who were watching Pokemon are like, "What? I don't get it."
And then we get to the next episode. Oh boy, I wonder what this episode is about because it's titled Garurumon.
What? Is that another Greymon evolution? He's the only one that gets to evolve, guys,
So
Yeah.
because nobody else does anything.
So they get there. They just. I don't even know what there is. They just kind of walk away.
Okay, but they're like, "Oh, we found a river! Yeah,
Let's follow this river.
woo!"
And then they're about to get attacked, quote unquote, by Monochromon, who ends up just fighting
Another
They're just
Monochromon.
being territorial.
Why?
But what does this have to do with anything?
It doesn't.
It shows that there's a living world outside of the series. No, it's not how it works.
So at this point,
Trains.
They find a random trolley.
Trains from nowhere.
So, oh boy, we just got attacked by a bunch of phone booths. Wonder what we should do with this trolley.
Oh, let's get inside of it, man. That sounds safe. Thankfully, there's a peninsula right along the edge of the water.
It doesn't make any sense. How the lights come on in that train car?
Because it came from the real world.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm guessing at this point is how everything gets
I
in there.
noticed this. While they're sitting there trying to set up camp, Izzy's trying to fish.
Yeah.
And Goemon is jumping around in the water, scaring the fish away.
Well, and you'll notice, at some point they catch fish, don't they?
Yeah.
There's regular animals in this world.
So why can't they just send Goemon to hunt?
They never specify that the fish are also Digimon, which they've done with everything else. So are there like deer and shit running around in this universe?
Probably. Deermon is a real Digimon.
So I guess they like replaced humans or something. I don't know. Deermon.
While they're kind of looking at this trolley, Ty, of course, thinks something's off because he was just attacked by a giant monster.
No, it's fine.
But of course, they don't.
Ty's an idiot. Nobody cares.
So they get into this thing. There's a weird thing in this. At exactly 6 minutes, Mimi's talking to Palmon, and she makes this really weird sound like a star.
I'd be a big mess without you, Palmon. You're the best. A star.
Like, I don't know what it is, but like I'll be putting in the episode.
The dubbers ran out of words.
Like, I think she's trying to say "oh stop" because she's being complimented. But I mean, like, she's...
star. Maybe she's saying she's gonna be a star because she's being complimented so much.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a star, baby.
So we go nighttime,
La 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 la.
nighttime, food time. Worry about Matt's treatment of TK time.
Yeah, Matt goes off, plays the harmonica because he's the cool kid.
We have what's probably going to be a recurring thing in this show, called the Matt and Ty fight count. We're up to 2 now.
Wait, just hang on. Let me put on a mark here. 1. All right.
Actually,
excuse me.
2.
2.
They argue about who will keep guard, and they figure out it's going to be both of them.
Because, logic. And then when you sleep, I'll sleep. And then that way we'll always be guarded.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Matt says that he and TK are half-brothers. This is a lie. Because they're not half-brothers.
Nope. They are not.
At all.
They are brothers.
Yeah, they're full brothers.
Their
I mean,
parents
you'd think that would be obvious from the fact that they look exactly alike.
Also that they have the same parents.
Yeah. But no, there's only my brother on my parents' side, guys. But yeah, which one? Both of them. He's not a half-brother.
I wrote, I hate you and your harmonica, Matt.
Way to be a tool, dude.
I really hate that harmonica.
I'm cool during the 90s. That means I play the harmonica. What? How many cool guys played the harmonica?
In the 90s.
Bob Dylan. He was like 80 in the 90s.
And Gabumon joins him even though he's supposed to be like sleeping next to TK.
Right? And keeping him warm, because that was literally addressed there. It's like,
yeah.
I'll keep you warm, TK. And then goes back to the train scene. Where's Gabumon? He's outside with Matt. TK's freezing to death. Because that's how we treat kids.
Yeah.
So Caesarmon attacks.
This giant mess monster. With a
Loch-
helmet, for some reason.
It's the answer to Loch Ness Monster.
And boy, oh boy, he was in the peninsula the entire time.
No!
Nobody saw that big flashy...
And then he starts pulling the mountain and the peninsula disappears.
So
now it's just an island. How are they going to get back to shore?
So nobody saw his big flashy red tail?
No.
Which is, I don't...
Oh no, they stared at it for like a million years. They were like, huh, what's that flashing red thing in the water there? It's probably fine. Whatever, let's catch some fish, we'll eat, we'll hang out in this trolley, Matt'll go off and be a dick somewhere else. It'd be great.
So yeah, despite them, fighting off that giant bug creature in the first one, Coromon, they're useless now.
Oh yeah.
They can't fight him off.
They're like, what do we do? Should we attack him? I don't think we should attack him. He's pulling the island around.
No, they attack him, they're just useless.
It's just dumb.
And the kids try to distract him, or Matt does. And, of course that doesn't work.
I love how they explained, why can't you Digivolve anymore? Oh, I'm just really, really hungry.
Yeah, that's the explanation. They're hungry.
Oh, here, let me go ahead and Digivolve now that enough time has passed. It's just dumb.
So Matt is in danger, and I beg Gabumon to just let him die. Please,
but our prayers are go unanswered because he's in all subsequent episodes.
Yeah, he evolves to Garurumon. First episode of Gabumon. He's a giant white wolf. And,
He's actually pretty cool looking. I think he was neat.
Yeah, I thought he was cool when I was younger, like every kid.
As every kid did.
Garurumon stops him. Did all to save TK. Patamon is super useless.
Yay!
Because TK's in danger, and Patamon does nothing.
Because he's scared, man.
Patamon is pretty useless.
Patamon does the wise thing and flies away from these death traps and lives a happy life.
Gabumon uses fish to help move the island back.
Guys, literally, it's like 5 feet. Just swim.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, what do they think? It's like maybe twice the size of this living room. Do they honestly think it's like 1,000,000 feet deep or something?
By the way, it takes them to this point to finally figure out that when they're in danger, their Digimon Digivolve.
Will it Digivolve and save the day?
Yeah.
Also, I still hate his harmonica. Okay, between episodes here.
Okay.
So now we go on to episode 4, Biomon Gets Firepower.
Woo!
This is Sora's episode.
Woo!
They're still walking.
Yeah, it's super fun. I do love this particular episode because of the villain.
Basically, I figured out that Beamon's annoying. Sora tries to be positive and is annoying. And,
They're all annoying. And Mimi's annoying.
Black Gear. Is this foreshadowing?
Oh my gosh, it is.
There's a black gear.
Black Gear flies over them. They see random telephone poles.
Maybe from those telephones before?
That weren't hooked up to the telephone poles.
Nah, not even a little bit.
This
is when Izzy starts developing his alien theory, isn't it?
Yeah. What is with Izzy and
aliens? He just really wants to meet aliens, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Kids.
He wants to be a part of you know, the happenings out there in the universe. He's a hip cat.
So,
I mean, for things unsolvable, he probably just goes to aliens.
Yeah, which is weird because he's supposed to be really super smart.
You'd think it would be magic or something.
Well,
interdimensional travel or some nonsense like that.
Well, I guess aliens isn't that far-fetched, the theory, when you consider that.
No, but he that's like the first thing he settles on. He considers himself like a scientific researcher. Aliens is the first thing he comes up with, and then he just goes with it. Forever. Like, forever.
Yeah, like, you gotta consider, like, I don't know if this is on purpose, but I think part of the reason that he always goes to aliens
He's lonely.
is because the irony that because they are on another world, technically,
Yeah.
they are the aliens.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Compasses don't work here because the sand has metal in it or
Of
something.
course, and Mimi has like a million
Science.
compasses.
Yeah, why does she have a bunch of compasses?
They're fashionable.
Her
They're very
daddy
good.
probably thought she needed all of them.
So yeah, I really did get bored during this episode. So I did like walking in the desert. It has a lot of filler dialogue because there's nothing going on.
Man, this beach would be great. It's not a beach, Mimi. It'd
Oh
be
my
great if they
gosh.
just had like some stands and some hot dogs and a hunky life car. It's not a beach, Mimi. It's not a beach. You're in the desert. There's death everywhere. You're in the desert.
So hot. That's what I was thinking. and then Beomon, Sora has to lie to Beomon and TK into making
Yes.
them walk more, but then they just like,
Yeah, Sora tries to stay positive. Beomon tries to stay annoying. She succeeds.
And then finally ties a little telescope serves some functions. Like, hey guys, look down there. You know how there's mirages that look like real things? There's really water down there. I promise. Let's run towards it. Oh, there's also a village.
So yeah, we got the village of the Yokomon, which is of course the in-training version of Beomon.
It's funny, I thought it would be bigger. It just looked really small from far away. Well, it's also really small up close, man, so that's how that logic plays out.
Fire Digimon Meramon gets a black gear.
I love this guy. Meramon is my favorite.
oh my god!
No, listen to that guy talk. Just his voice is so enthusiastic. I'm burning up. I'm on fire. I'm burning up. This dude is amazing.
Like,
I loved Meramon.
his name. It was
Yeah.
weird. My friend was like, wait, isn't he supposed to be a mermaid? I'm like,
That's the
no.
first thing I thought too, because they run into the water. I was like,
But-
oh, I guess Meramon's gonna be a mermaid. Nope.
No, but it's probably some kind of Greek name or something.
Maybe, or Japanese.
Japanese.
Or maybe they just ran out of things to call people.
So, what I read about this is, Fire Digimon Meramon gets a black gear in its back, becomes evil? Because he already looks evil.
Right, and they explicitly state before any of this Black Gear stuff happened, he's wicked, he burns up anything he touches, but he stays on the mountains, so we don't bother him.
I think he's the Wicked Witch of the West.
Then he just starts running down the mountain and said, like, oh, we didn't plan for this kind of crap.
Yeah. He goes insane. I go, Meramon has gone insane. All hope is lost.
All hope is lost.
Yeah, he lost it.
No contingency plan. They're by a lake.
I
Step into the water.
Okay, I have a theory. I think all of the kids think that everything that is against them are actually T-Rexes and can't see them if they move. Which is why whenever there's danger going after them,
They just stand there.
they stand completely...
That's their whole plan until eventually Ty looks around and says, oh, the river's dried up because of the volcano. Stop standing. Run.
Yeah.
He literally has to say
He
it.
won't see us if we don't move.
I think, don't they actually say that?
Yes,
Yes,
they
He
do.
won't see us if we don't move.
I was like, are you freaking serious?
What I love is that Ty, he's using the telescope, but telescopes only magnify things so much, and Meramon's really far off. He's looking at Meramon and says he's running towards us. It looks like he's in pain. He's crying.
Like, how do you
First of
know?
all, he's made of fire. how do you cry? Second of all, how good is that telescope?
Yeah, it's only like 6 inches long.
It's amazing.
That is a HD telescope.
That thing is like an astrological telescope or something.
He starts running at them. They don't move until like the last second. Then Biyomon goes to fight him, and of course, this will work out just as well as every other time a small Digimon tried to fight a big Digimon.
And she gets her butt kicked.
And she digivolves because Sora's in danger, maybe?
And then they all start
No,
piling into
in
this,
danger.
what is this, abandoned ship that's in the middle of the dried out lake?
And then there's screaming, like, Biyomon!
I have to go, Sora. It's to protect my friends and you.
Okay, I believe in you.
I think I actually hate this episode.
I love this episode.
This episode's kind of awful.
This
It
episode's my
hurt.
favorite. Just
It
Baramon
hurts.
saves the entire thing. He's the only reason I loved this
You
episode.
don't know how much it hurts. And then suddenly she gets a nickname for her freaking... She's just dropping off the mon, just been calling her Bio. And I'm like, that is annoying.
Oh,
Well,
can we-
stop saying Bio.
Can I say, by the way, when they digivolve, what is with the incessant high-pitched screaming that goes on through the entire transformation?
I don't know. I think that might be in your head.
No,
Yeah,
it's a real thing. Like, it starts out and it goes...
Dude, you're not...
It's there! I swear to God, it's there!
Okay, so...
I don't hear
So
it.
she digivolves into Biyomon, or Bergermon, actually.
Which is
Okay.
proper terrifying.
Giant, ugly bird with ugly teeth.
It is a vulture with an elongated snout.
And I'm going to make a very obscure reference here. It looks like the giant claw.
Yes!
The giant claw from like the 1929 Giant Claw movie.
Yes!
Like, I don't... Dude, was that big in Japan or something? Because...
Everything is big in Japan, man. Especially if it comes from the 80s and the 90s. Yeah.
And that's like... I noticed that's like... It looks like it's fire-based.
Yeah.
But I mean, like...
But it's never, like, explicitly shown that it's,
Because
that it's
it also looks like a
fire-based.
phoenix.
Yeah.
And, because I mean, like... And it'd be... If it was like a fire-type thing, then that'd be weird. Because
It's fire with fire. But you fight fire with fire, so it'll all work.
Actually, that's my next note. Fire versus fire. Fire wins, which sucks because I was rooting for fire.
Okay, as they were attacking Marimon, he starts growing. I'm like, do they really need to blow him up bigger, you know?
It's
like,
because they're little plants, so every time he burns one, he gains strength.
no, like, literally, like, when all the other, oh my gosh, when the Digimon were attacked, he's like, I'm growing, or something like that.
I'm on fire! I'm burning up too hot!
They knock out the Black Gear. He's not crazy anymore, but he's still a giant fire creature.
And he's suddenly so nice.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm very sorry it happened. It's like, guys, y'all were explicitly talking about how insane this guy was before the Black Gear ever hit him, and how awful he was, and suddenly he's just like, I'm sorry, guys. I was being controlled by the Black Gear in my back. I am good.
So they save their town and all their lives, and as a reward, they get fed birdseed.
Yay!
Yep.
And Matt becomes self-aware for a second
Has anybody noticed? We talk a lot about food.
and realizes that they mostly talk about food.
Yeah.
And everybody ignores him because he is Matt.
They're breaking the fourth wall.
Oh my gosh.
And Joe and Mimi, who were both complaining probably the most about being hungry, are just like,
It's
I'm gonna sit
rice.
this one out. I'm not eating this. It's like, you guys realize you're gonna starve now. No, it's fine. I'm good with dying. Okay, we could do without you.
So we move on to Kabuteramon's Electroshocker, episode 5.
Oh god. This one.
Izzy is the only one trying to actually do anything by trying to do something on his computer. Tai hits it. Thanks,
'Cause
Tai,
Tai-
you jerk.
Tai is stupid.
That's all computers need is a little love. You know, beating love. It's Chris Brown love. Let's put it that way.
They find a random factory.
I'm
They find
sorry.
a random factory in the
I
middle
know.
of nowhere. They've been to a random town, a random crashed ship in the middle of nowhere, both in the middle of nowhere, a trolley, and a bunch of telephone booths. All of them have led to danger.
And
What are they going to do when they find the random factory?
We're gonna find a cafeteria, man, and eat some delicious pudding.
It's a death factory.
It's a factory of death.
And I like how they're like beating you over the head with foreshadowing here. They say like 4 times before they even enter the place, oh, there must be someone here.
There must be someone here.
These kids are just desperate to find somebody, I think.
These kids are desperate to die.
They find Andromon.
Who is the dumbest Digimon ever.
I like his design though. He's
Oh
kind
no,
of-
his design's fine. It's just... Okay, he's an android. He's a super advanced technical robot, even though one of his feet looks like it was taken from a goblin. The rest of him is RoboCop. He is RoboCop. and he talks like a caveman. Even after the black gear comes out of here.
That black gear reprogrammed my system somehow. I'm normally a non-violent Digimon.
Andromon sorry. Andromon no like hurt humans. Black gear evil make Andromon bad. Super sadness Andromon. And I'm just sitting here like, really? He's not gonna talk like an android? I'm very sorry that I attacked you like that. No, they just scrapped that in production.
So,
I do have to say something. There is one thing that annoys me in Digimon, and that's the design aspect. Uneven design aspect. Like...
Well, because he legitimately looks like an android, and up until then, we've all seen organic stuff. So they have to explain it. No, he's a Digimon. I mean, it looks like a robot, but he's a Digimon.
Yeah.
What?
So, oh no, this random Digimon is evil. Maybe it has something to do with the black gear you've seen 4 times.
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, he's covered in gear, so you think if there was a black one, we'd know.
They're found by Sora, Tai, and Joe, who immediately starts getting chased by Andromon. Mimi, Matt, and TK are just watching an assembly line.
His lightning blade thing is literally just his hand forms into a drill somehow by spinning really quickly. And then he throws it, and it turns into lightning, but it's not really lightning because it's still just a slice in the air. It's just... The dubbers, I think, were just like, what's related to electronics?
Sure.
Lightning? Yeah, let's call it lightning. That works.
We're
not going to call it a half moon blade.
Izzy during this time finds like a giant, basically Rosetta Stone chamber.
And just begin, like, in 10 minutes, cracks the oldest, most foreign language in all of time and space.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because Izzy is not a human being. He is an alien. I swear.
I that's what I said. Like, Izzy is way too smart for a 10-year-old.
He's an alien. He's an alien in an alien world.
I love that Tentamon actually goes, "You're a nerd," and he just goes, "So what?"
That's surprisingly
I do
calm.
like the exchange he has with Tentomon. Tentomon's like, why don't you ever go out and have some fun and enjoy life and stuff?
Because people are jerks.
And
I'd
then
rather just stay inside.
And then we get the reveal that something dark happened.
Right, it's like all of a sudden Izzy's from a broken family.
Yeah,
No,
like,
it's deeper than that.
yeah, like it's a weird like hint. Don't reveal anything.
Yeah.
It's we kind of get a weird hint that like something's up that his parents are hiding from him.
He's an alien, and his parents found out, so they sent him to summer camp. They're abandoning him.
And then Izzy does a bunch of stuff, and then Tentamon literally starts to burn.
I erased this part of the script, and the whole thing stopped working. I know what this needs. Some metallic ink, which I just happen to always keep on me. Pull out my metallic ink Sharpie, make a perfect model of what was just there. It works, guys! I'm a genius! I'ma sit down and play with this computer. Y'all go chase some giant andro whatever. Yeah. I'm doing this.
Well, Tai fights RoboCop with the crane. It only slows him down, though.
Guys, if the android is stuck inside of a machine that would be impossible to mistake, leave the android in the machine.
Hey.
He was put there.
It could have been arts and crafts day at that phase.
And people shoved him into a bunch of gears? We liked the way it looked.
So yeah, everybody ends up back together.
They discovered that these machines...
I don't know why they were split up in the first place, by the way.
Somehow, amongst all this not being able to crack this code, Izzy cracks the code and is like, guys, Data's alive in this universe. Because we didn't already get that from the fact that everything's called Digi-something. Yeah, Data's alive. Okay, so what does that mean to us? I don't know, we're being attacked. Let's fight that thing.
Gabumon gets the very big distinction of being the first Digimon to Digivolve twice.
Yay!
And he does nothing.
Yay!
Roam
Agumon
around.
follows immediately afterwards. They both... I say he gets the distinction to be the first, Agumon gets to be second, and they both get the distinction of being completely useless.
No, they get the crap beaten out of them.
Yeah.
By a Digimon who's half their size.
And then, a very important note, the kids theorize that there might be a form beyond the regular Digivolve.
What?
So as he uses his computer code to Digivolve Tentamon.
Kabuterimon joins the scene. I legitimately love Kabuterimon, by the way. He's one of my favorites, mainly because he looks sick as hell.
He looks like a Geiger.
He's awesome, man.
He's also
cool.
He's also one of the hardest things to cosplay.
Yeah, because you gotta be crazy.
He does look like something from H.R. Geiger.
By the way,
which, if you'll remember, is only famous because of aliens. What?
So, I'll be splicing in this clip. At 16:49, when he actually digivolves, and if you actually listen, he sounds so bored when he says his own name. You're like,
Yeah.
Digimon, Digivolve 2!
Tentamon digivolves into Kabuterimon.
Kabuterimon. You can see, well, I mean, you can tell it's the same voice actor that plays Tentamon, trying to sound tough. And I remember Kabuterimon sounding like, Kabuterimon!
Yeah.
But apparently my memory failed me.
Well, he sounds like that a little later. But...
So because the guy's like, Kabuterimon is a word. It just was bad. It was so bad.
So Izzy helps him defeat Angemon. Angemon is now a nice guy.
Yay, and a caveman.
So now they're walking underground instead of above ground. There is a lot of walking in these episodes.
Oh, that's all they're doing, man. You'd think they found a trolley. Izzy can't find a way to power it on. He's done literally everything else.
So we go on to episode 6, which is Togemon in Toy Town. Mimi is the narrator for this episode, which is weird because no other episodes have narrators.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? They felt it was necessary. The world needed her story. It's hard surviving in the urban jungle.
It's like, I went, oh god, Digimon songs. This is torture.
Digi-songs.
They start singing like little jaunties.
What was it? How did they go?
I don't remember. It was from my memory.
It was so bad. It was like...
Digimon fight and Digimon...
Oh my god, she knows it! Digimon fight and Digimon grow. Digimon digivolve and grow some more. Something like that.
I'll splice it in.
Okay, everybody, let's sing the song that Agumon wrote for us.
Digimon eat and Digimon fight. Digimon digivolve and fight all night. Singing sure is fun.
It's torture, guys. It is, and then they decide, okay, now let's each start making up songs. Mimi, you go first. And then she does her best Whitney Houston, and it's...
Singing Mercy.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam.
Avoiding your drone.
Oh, I'm a ranger, the buffalo. I was like, oh my god.
By the way, Mimi can't sing.
No.
Gee, I wonder if this will change in the future.
She can't sing.
That's foreshadowing, guys.
She wishes she was Texan. Yeah. She sings Texan tunes. She's Japanese. Girl's a mess.
Okay, so I'm going to go over this real quick here. They actually started reminiscing about Helm for a bit. And this is actually very good because we learn a little more about the characters, which...
It was at this point I also realized Mimi looks astoundingly like Aerith.
Yeah, a little bit.
She's Aerith with a hat.
Yep.
And
that's it.
And no likability.
Yeah.
So here's what we learn about the characters. Sora, who is a tomboy, has some femininity. She does laundry in a big field for some reason. Like, I don't know, they flash back, but she's in this giant empty field with a clothesline. It's like, does your family own like half of Japan?
No, man, that's her happy place. When she's there,
oh, yeah.
everything's
okay. And she gets really a little bit of water, and she freaks out. And everyone's like, "Are you okay?"
She's an urban hipster white girl taking pictures in a field. I get it. She uses her iPhone to take Instagram photos in a field.
So Ty likes soccer.
Ty likes soccer because he's Ty.
TK likes video games
because he's
a kid.
I
have to say this next one. Matt likes his mom's steaks. That is not an innuendo.
How do you... Okay, I like food, okay? I like my mom's food, okay? I have a personality. No, you don't.
Joe wants to do his homework, so he doesn't have time.
Because Joe is such an interesting man.
Joe's just thinking about
Joe
his
is
future.
so dumb and boring and bland, and I hate him.
Mimi likes vacations. I genuinely thought she was drinking beer in her flashback.
She probably was. Okay. Sarah just spoiled some big stuff for us that we just cut out because we don't want to be part of the podcast.
Izzy uses the internet. And then, while they're reminiscing, they're attacked by Numamon. And I just go, ugh, they suck.
Oh, Numamon.
Even the Digimon think they suck. And they're flinging pink poo at them.
Imagine if they found a way to take Muck, the Pokemon, Grimer, the Pokemon, and make him uglier. They did it. They did it by copying the 50s.
And then, after that, what do they find? Just some random vending machines.
Oh, you know what? Let's go up and try it.
Jesus Christ. So I'm going to have to start making a list of the random stuff they find in an investigation.
We're going to have to just... Dude, they have, like, an entire town, eventually. They just come upon it.
Yeah, they find vending machines. Most of them are now become suspicious, which means they're actually thinking.
Yeah. Maybe the vending machines are dangerous, guys. I mean, what's happened the last time we went up to something that's from our world? We got attacked by stuff. Okay, so Mimi, where are you going? Mimi, don't go up. Mimi, stay away from the vending machine. Mimi, they're flat. I can see right now that there's no depth to them. There's no sodas and stuff. Mimi, you've been attacked by a Numemon. Why did I expect any differently?
There are Numemon inside the soda machines.
And all they are, dude, these things are hard up for girls, man. They just keep trying desperately. Will you go out with me?
Can I have your number?
No. Will you go out with me?
Can I have
No.
your number?
Will you go out with me? No. Will you go out with me? No. Will you go out with me? I've taken out a restraining order. Those are so hard to enforce.
Then when running away, they get attacked by Monzamon, a giant teddy bear.
They just keep run into trouble. A giant, red-eyed teddy bear. Like, okay, imagine Michael Clark Duncan as a teddy bear, but like 30 feet high. With like blood red eyes, and he just comes up into you.
That shoot lasers.
That shoot lasers, yes, of all things.
So they're being chased, and they get caught.
And he does his Care Bear stare and catch them all in these bubbles from his chest.
So, okay, this is probably one of my favorite moments, but not like the quote of the night yet.
Okay.
Well, Mimi and Palmon get away, and they walk into this giant toy town. And they see their friends being chased by toys and basically acting like brainwashed people.
This is so exciting. What an exciting activity.
And my favorite moment, and this actually redeemed Mimi for me a little bit. She looks at them and goes,
How strange. They do. Oh, well, they always were a little weird.
Huh, that's strange. And walks away.
Decisions. These are the smart decisions. Patamon flew away and Mimi walked. If we could just get a whole season of these, it'll be over. Dunskies.
Like, it's just like, she witnesses it and she just like brushes it off. And
whatever.
Like, she is such a glorious jerk.
And they're all acting just like so. I mean, it's obvious that they're supposed to be fake about it, but these kids are really bad at acting. Like, not the actors who play them, but the kids themselves are terrible because, this is so exciting. I'm very excited right now. Oh, if only there was more of this excitingness going on. Oh joy, it's still occurring. It's just awful at it. How are those toys, how do they not see through it?
At that point, they find, like, the Digimon
locked in a chest, of all things.
And they wonder, gee, what changed Monzamon? He's supposed to be such a good guy. Gee, it couldn't be the black gears that have been inside them these last 4 or 5 episodes.
No, I don't know why he changed that way. It's just so weird. He's usually so nice and huggable and lovey-dovey. But he locked us in a chest. And we all have powers, so we can't get out.
So now it's up to Mimi to save them all. Everybody's doomed.
Everybody is dead. Like, okay, the Digimon that is outside of the chest at this point, what's the name? It's Palmon, right?
Palmon.
Her ability is Poison Ivy. Her fingernails turn into tendrils, and she can use them to grab things.
They're not fingernails.
Or possibly pick locks?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Mimi fails at saving them.
Of course, because
Numemon saved her.
she's Mimi.
Now she feels bad for literally insulting them over and over again.
Which she continues to do anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're slime creatures that want to date her.
Palmon gets pissed off.
Because
frantically angry.
Stop trying to date my friend.
And then she gets pissed off, I think, because Monzamon's attacking the Numemon.
Okay. And the Numemon are actually trying their best to help by making a giant wall of Numemon.
Yeah.
And to try to save Mimi. And then
Palmon digivolves.
Yeah, and Mimi does something
into Togemon, right?
That makes me respect her. She's like, I didn't do anything wrong.
And I love Togemon. Togemon's also one of my favorites, specifically because I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, but I do like it. One of my favorite enemies from it is the Cactar.
Which I actually wrote if Cactar got boxing gloves.
Oh yeah, it's dudes, it's awesome. It's so cool. And even her attack is exactly the same as the Cactar's attack. It's great.
What I love about this is, like, I wrote Cactus and Teddy Bear start boxing each other, then Togemon sprays him with needles. This is a dirty fight.
I know, right?
You know what I really think
this is,
about?
like, really messed
the
up.
way Togemon
But
talks.
she's a boxer, so she's used to dirty fights.
Yeah.
Togemon talks a lot like Sailor Jupiter to me. Oh yeah? How rough and tumbly. This is out of business. I was like, oh gosh. Sailor Jupiter.
And then after they get rid of the black gear that's like in his back or his chest or something.
Oh my god, their colors match too. Sorry,
Suddenly his eyes close, so they're not open anymore, so you
now
can't see that they're red.
Like he's smiling.
Yeah, so I realized something. These kids are really easy to forgive creatures that literally just try to kill them.
Tried to murder. This dude was 18 feet tall and tried to set them on fire. This thing flies out of his back. He has a reputation for being evil. They just walk right up. Are you good now? Oh yeah, totally. No, I'm great. Don't dump me in that water. Monzamon is terrifying, even when he's good. It's like, I'm gonna spray you with these bubbles. Don't worry, they don't trap you anymore. They just give you hugs and make you feel great. This dude is a pusher.
So yeah, then we go into episode 7, which is my favorite episode, Ikakumon's Harpoon Torpedo.
I barely remember anything about this episode. I remember that Ikakumon is unbearable.
I remember a refrigerator.
First note, I said, I saw the title, I knew it was about Gomamon, and I already hate it. Everyone's cold. Gomamon mocks them for being cold. Go die, Gomamon.
Just because your blubber doesn't make you special.
I like that Joe is the only one that actually is trying to take things seriously, and everyone mocks him for it.
I know, right? On a regular basis. At first it was stupid and annoying, but now it's like, guys, people have attempted to murder us everywhere we've been. This guy's freaking out, but maybe he's got a point. Nah, I'm gonna climb this mountain.
Yeah, there's a random fridge in the middle of nowhere. Again. Suspicious object.
Is there food inside? I hope there's food inside.
And for once there is.
Yes! We did it, guys!
They just steal a random person's eggs.
Game over.
Which they never find out who it belongs to.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of eggs here. They don't know how old they are.
They don't even know what if they're Digimon eggs.
Yeah. They might be eating their Digimon's brothers and sisters.
There goes Agumon Jr.
My mind is blown.
Hey, Palmon. This one look familiar?
Let's boil them. My specialty is frying eggs.
Hey, Biomon, you can turn into a fire thing, right? Boil these eggs. That's my third generation cousins. I said boil them. I didn't ask for any lip.
I seriously thought they were going crazy when they said jelly beans and eggs and then ketchup. Okay, I was like, okay, ketchup and eggs normal, but then they started saying, I want my eggs with jelly beans. Maple syrup.
Sarah.
I was like,
maple syrup on eggs is delicious. First of all, second of all, jelly beans. These are kids.
Yeah.
I thought they were going crazy psychotically.
I kind of see where she's going at. I thought that maybe those eggs had
were laced with acid.
Yeah, had poisoned them or something. Like they're mushrooms or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe's
entirely possible.
Anyways, Joe is the sensible one, and everybody is arguing with him, and everybody's against him, and I'm kind of curious as to how they're still alive.
Guys, we just got energy in us from the eggs. Maybe we should stick on the. No, I'ma climb this mountain, bro.
And this is just like a criticism I have.
Yeah.
They literally whittle chopsticks out of sticks. They're in the wild. You can use your hands.
No, we're too Japanese.
Also, my hands have been touching all these weird Digimon. Do I really want to touch them?
The sticks are any better?
Yeah, but guess where they are? They're in a hot spring.
Oh yeah, they could have watched their hands nice. Wait, it was too hot though.
How do you eat eggs with chopsticks?
Easy. You have to be Asian to know that.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Ancient Chinese secret.
What? Okay, so what was this show marketed to?
American, Japanese people at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then?
American.
Yeah.
Yeah, but would you wanted them to have changed it?
Maybe. I think it'd be funny.
It would have been funny to see them digitally edit.
I think it would have been funny if at least one of them said, "Hey guys, how do we eat eggs with chopsticks?" Seeing as how they're literally made of liquid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like Joe. I hate Gomamon. What a tortured existence I live.
I do not like Joe.
You don't like Joe?
I don't like Joe. He's such a whiner.
This is
amongst a group of people who exclusively are whiners.
Joe is actually something that I was like, that's probably what my cousin's gonna grow up to be like. Joe. And I'm that's not bad.
Speaking of Matt and Ty, they fight again.
Goodness gracious.
For the third time so far, they're wondering if they should climb the mountain or not.
I think we should climb the mountain because we can see a better view of the island.
I don't think we should climb the mountain because TK.
Sorry. And then Joe gets into it.
Yeah, Joe actually yells at him. He actually
gets into the fight.
Throws some cojones. And
for once.
Yeah, goes against him. And then he decides to just go and climb the mountain himself.
And he did. And it was glorious.
So
he never came down.
Joe climbs the mountain by himself. He tries to leave Goemon behind.
Oh wait, we're following him up the mountain? Oh
Like a
no.
smart man, but the dumb seal follows him. It insists he can help, but instead he's just a hindrance.
You guys, okay, so we fought fire. What's the other thing that can kill us on the other end of the spectrum? Ice? What's on top of that mountain?
Ice.
No, snow.
Oh, snow, yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, he says he can help, but instead he's just a hindrance, and I hate you, Goemon. And then we see our new Digimon for this one, called Unimon.
I love Unimon.
He's a new age unicorn. I expect an 80s music video to start when he flies in.
Always I wanna be with you and make believe with you and live in harmony, harmony, all love. It's the only 80s song I know that's really
And then you see them teeth.
Yeah.
Them
Okay, so a black gear flies at them. Move. You're seeing it.
It's
Move.
right there. Just
move.
walk.
You're staring at it.
10 centimeters to the left.
Unimon's evil now.
I didn't expect them to have those killer teeth.
Now we get the metal version of
He's
Robot
a-
Unicorn Attack.
He's a meat eater.
By the way, another line that just makes me hate Goemon more. While Unimon's literally attacking them,
Do something, Gomamon. What?
Joe goes, "Do something, Goemon!" And Goemon goes, "Why?"
Why?
Check his pulse, Yugi.
I hate you, Goemon.
Oh.
Why? I don't know. Maybe because we're on a mountain made of snow and things are trying to kill us?
Joe should just taken Goemon and throw
him
at Unimon, and he would be okay.
You have a horn.
So Bertramon comes to save Joe and Goemon. I'm sad that Goemon isn't dead.
He's so close. Those talons could have hit him.
I think in the future we're gonna have to start we're gonna have to get a stopwatch and just time how much of these episodes are just digivolving. Because it's ridiculous at this point.
Well, it's a transformation sequence, but it's not one that even does anything like that. It's like I'm spinning, I'm still spinning. I'm spinning. Sailor Moon at this point was doing a weird pose. I'm just spinning. I'm spinning. Now I'm something else. And I'm spinning, but I'm coming to a stop.
I can't imagine how long it's gonna be when all of them have their final evolutions.
It's gonna be half the episode. That's one of the things I genuinely remember from CC's Pizza, is I was sitting there, I was eating one of those little cinnamon pizza things that they have. Yeah. Those are awesome. And Digimon was on, and it was one of the higher ends of the arc. And they were fighting against, it was one of the last episodes. Yeah. And they all started digivolving, and they had them all show their digivolution. And I was like, I've been here 10 minutes.
I believe...
Are they fighting now?
I believe they even eventually put, little boxes so they all did it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it just took too long.
So while all this is happening, okay, Goemon, you are Joe's Digimon. Stop sitting there around and watching Joe do dangerous things and help him, you useless sack.
We need a clicker every time Zach's just like, I hate Goemon. I hate Goemon. Is Goemon dead? I hate Goemon.
Do you need a stress ball?
We're gonna get him a shirt that says, I hate Goemon. Is he dead yet?
Then we get a Kakumon, which is the first evolution of Goemon. It's a walrus, and I hate a Kakumon.
It's kind of useless on a mountain.
Yeah, why is a walrus on a mountain?
He's not a walrus, guys. He's not. He's a sheepdog.
And what I love about this is that they fight a bit, and the black ear gets knocked out. And Unimon, instead of coming back and apologizing and having them do the whole apology part that they usually do, just flies away.
Well, he's majestic.
Sensibly.
It's these kids will probably kill me now. I'm gonna leave.
But
sensibility.
The
fire guy didn't even think like that, and he's evil apparently, even when he's not. It's possessed by the black gear.
Oh my god, it's a unicorn. That's why. Because, what? They disappear.
What, that's like killing a unicorn?
Yeah.
You killed a black astronaut. That's like killing a unicorn.
So you mentioned this earlier. When Tai and Matt are fighting, they're fighting over Taiwan to get to the top of the mountain to get a better view.
Yeah.
So we get up to the top of the mountain, and we learn something. They're on an island. They've known this for the entire time. They call it like Data Island or something.
Yeah.
What are you going to go see?
Are there any other islands? There's one out there.
They go to the top, and it's there's nothing but ocean. Oh, we're on an island. We figured this out in episode 3.
Yeah, but look, there's also no other... There's that one island. It's tiny.
Okay, so that's the end of the episode, and guys, we're done with evolution episodes for a while. Now we actually get story.
Yay! Story. I love
Enter Leomon.
Episode 8, Evil shows his face. They're trapped on an island. We established at the end of the last episode, but we wanted to reestablish that.
Guys! We're on an island.
They're not even on a boat.
We're going back to...
Oh my...
The island.
Is it the island?
Wait, guys, do you think we're lost on an
I'm
island?
not joining you.
Sorry.
So we first meet Leomon and Ogremon. The eternal struggle between lion and ogre.
As we've all witnessed at some point in our life.
What?
Leomon is, for some reason, Leomon's the digital world protector.
And Leo, he carries a knife too.
He carries like a big knife.
Like a Bowie knife.
Yeah.
No, it's
This
not.
dude's doing some serious hunting.
He's carrying one of those knives that you have, like a ninja knife.
Yeah, like one of those like little mini swords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Tonto.
So we're actually now finally introduced to the big bat, Devimon, who is the first.
Who is awesome, by the way.
Are you sure?
I love Devimon.
Because he looks like he's from an S&M club designed by Tetsuya Nomura.
And that doesn't make him awesome?
Also, he looks like he could be broken in half very easily, too.
Yeah.
Devimon's cool
He
as
has-
hell. I don't know what you guys are about.
His introduction was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he has freaking long arms, too.
Yeah.
Which I think for like the entire first 10 episodes he's in, he always keeps them like crossed over.
Dude, he's a devil who would actually, like, appropriately be a devil. I think he's great.
I think it's awesome how he introduces himself. Like, I'm Lord Devimon.
He has presence.
Ruler of the
I was
underworld.
going to say, I really like his voice. It's very powerful, but not like...
Well, I mean, we talked about this, like, in some other thing we were doing. One of the things that's great about Devimon is you look at Devimon and you hear his voice and you're like, even if I didn't see him, I would know that's Devimon.
Yeah.
It's the perfect voice for him.
Yeah.
It works.
It's amazing.
So, there's actually a very important note here. Devimon calls the kids the Digidestin. And this is actually the first time we ever hear what they're called. And I think that comes into play later on. Immediately sees Devimon and it's like, oh, that thing's evil. I'm gonna kill it.
No.
And then, of course, it gets taken
Of
over.
course it doesn't happen. And then...
No, hold on. Because I have what I'm hoping is to be a recurring thing of these podcasts.
Oh?
I have my line of the night. They're all figuring out all the bad things that have been happening. Like, oh, I just realized such and such. I just realized such and such. They go over to Mimi.
I just figured out that these gloves really don't go with this dress. How sad.
Line of the night. Mimi goes, I just figured out that my gloves don't go with this dress.
My favorite line.
But then, that's not even it. My favorite line is, Palmon, in the most genuinely sad voice I've ever heard, he goes, how sad.
She even touches on this earlier. She's like, do you think you put too much focus on appearance? Palmon's like the down-to-earth best girlfriend of the main character
Yeah.
who's too caught up in the mainstreamness of the world.
Oh, yeah.
And then Leomon shows up. So Digimon see Leomon, and they basically go, don't worry guys, Leomon's a good guy. And
He's
then
a friend.
He goes, he's a friend. And Leomon, in the most satanic voice he can do, goes, give me the children.
Give me the children.
Oh, he sure is good.
Maybe he wants to hug us. Let's go towards him. Shut up, Joe.
Shut up, Gomamon. Excuse me.
Shut up, Gomamon. I hate you. They're trapped.
How sad.
Gotta take a break to let everybody digivolve, though.
Tentamon, Digivolve to some flying bug thing.
Blah,
the
blah,
rest of them
blah,
do
blah,
it.
blah.
Yeah, whatever.
Digimon.
Tentamon, Digivolve to Greymon.
By the way, while they're all digivolving, Devimon actually does something very smart. He goes, that one down there with the ears that are wings, Patamon, that one's not digivolving. Spoiler, he doesn't digivolve this episode.
For a while.
He didn't digivolve for a while, actually, yeah. He continues to be useless.
He's the cute one.
Yeah. But I like that he's literally sitting there watching them about to kill his, like...
He's he literally is he's observing.
Yeah,
and
he's just
seeing.
up on the cliff observing. It's like, oh.
You're talking about these 7 idiots in a world they don't understand, being guided by 7 idiots, and there's the villain is smart. These kids are gonna die, man.
Yeah, and then Leomon and Ogremon just kind of disappear. Like,
Just for no
they get
reason.
blasted and they're just gone.
They just disintegrate or something. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
Magic Mansion! We found it, guys!
Yay!
We found the house on the hill!
Is it a haunted mansion though?
That's the idea.
Oh.
That's the thing they're playing off of. Guys, it's the giant mansion up on the hill. It's probably haunted. Let's go find out.
It reminds me of Pokemon again. Sorry.
Is the only one that goes, gee, this random thing, just like the trolley, the telephones,
the village,
just like everything.
The factory.
This might be dangerous.
Let's go through this. Okay, we had telephones, right?
We had
telephones, trolley, telephone poles, village, factory,
ship,
ship.
vending machines.
Vending machines.
Yeah.
Toy Town counts. That's 8.
That's 8 things that they found.
8 things in 8 episodes that are trying to kill them. Perfectly inanimate things, perfectly ordinary things you see almost every day,
And they only...
that are trying to murder 7 children.
This is like a zombie story. What the heck? You avoid the towns and the people.
No, you run towards the Magic Mansion! Because
No!
that's what Luigi did, and it worked out for him in the end.
I love that they go in, they see this giant, ominous angel painting.
Angel painting.
So obviously it must be good, because there's an angel painting in there.
And he has
Those
to
have never
tell...
hurt anybody.
And then it's like, what is an angel? Ask
Right?
Patamon. Oh my god, I felt physically sick with how much foreshadowing.
Right, it was like it's oozing out of the screen what we know is gonna happen.
My stomach. Oh my god, it hurts.
So of course, they go in, they find this giant spread of food.
This huge feast!
They're suspicious, and they eat it anyways. Seriously, guys.
Guys, did you not watch Beetlejuice? The food is alive! It's gonna kill you!
I don't know, it reminds me of
The
freaking...
shrimp are hands!
Pan's Labyrinth! Don't eat it!
They
Don't
find a hot bath, and they find free beds. This can't possibly go wrong.
It's perfect, guys! We finally did it! We hit the jackpot! Easy Street from now on! What's that? Everything is fake!
But before that, what I love is that when they're like laying in bed, they continue to mention how much they miss home, and it's like whenever you do that, you get sad.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
And they literally draw attention to it because which one? Matt? I think it was Matt, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Or somebody's like, you know what I don't miss is this old TV show or some crap, and the rest of them are like, oh, Mom and Dad are home. I'm hungry. I'm cold. Why are we here? And it's just like, it's so sad.
And we finally get an idea of how long they've been there. It's only been 4 days. They've been in the digital world for 4
They've been
days.
in summer camp. How long?
Like at least a week.
How long is summer camp? It's like, what, a month? Probably?
A week or 2.
They would not see their parents anyway.
Well, I actually can understand.
I mean,
that.
I get it. The
I can
fact that they're
understand
away
that
from a familiar surrounding.
Yeah, but I can also understand the fact that that they don't know if they'll ever get back.
Yeah.
So that's at least understandable to that degree. But yeah,
but it's just like a complete change in energy. It's like, yeah, man, I don't miss this old TV show, but God, I miss food. And
so Evan, what happens when they go to bed?
Then Leomon shows up, and he chases them, and it's all fake.
And Devimon comes out of an angel painting.
Everything is fake except the flying beds. Woo!
And everybody's naked, almost. Practically naked.
Everybody's in their underwear, except Sora and Mimi, who are like in
still
towels.
wearing towels. I wonder if that was in the
They
Japanese.
slept in towel. What?
Well, they slept in pajamas, but the pajamas were fake.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember we were watching, it was like, so did the towels and the pajamas disappear? Are they naked under those?
By the way, I'm going to step back a second,
Mm-hmm.
just for this one joke. When Devimon first comes out, and when like Agumon and Leomon show up, they're almost caught because Tai and Agumon have to go to the bathroom, and now I can die knowing that I've seen Agumon poop.
That shot, too, because the entire time that he's talking, they're talking about this green guy, and you see Ogremon in the next stall with this huge grin on his face.
Well, we all know how Digimon poop looks like. That pink swirly thing.
They call that goo in the...
And that was something the Numemon shot out of their mouth.
No, because
they threw
like...
it.
Ogremon is listening to him poop.
Yeah, it's weird
Like,
face. Like
intently,
ugh.
with this huge smile on his face, just like, hey,
Jack Nicholson.
somebody's pooping and I'm gonna kill you.
A Jack Nicholson face coming through the door with an axe.
I swear to God, that is the most legitimately terrifying thing in this series. It's just the fact you could be in a mansion and this thing could be next to you, listening to you poop, just anticipating. It's just the most terrifying thing in the world.
Devimon shows up, all an illusion. They send the beds off. He literally splits the island into several pieces.
Yeah, and sends each one off on a different one.
What I love about this is Leomon is literally about to cut Tai in half.
Yep.
Like, with his gigantic sword, literally about to cut him. But the light of Digivice saves him, because Digivice is our Jesus.
Wait, where's the Digivice on?
It's on a bed by somebody else. The bed flies over, the Digivice falls out haphazardly, and just happens to land right in front of Leomon. It shows this light. Leomon has his conniption. He saw the light! He's been saved!
Yes, except that...
Biblical allegory!
I think that Leomon is still a bit sour for some reason, because his way of, quote-unquote, saving Tai is sending him off on one of the islands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, he gets taken over again.
Yeah, he's like,
Next episode.
no! I remember that.
So, we trade evolution episodes for another type of episode, which is get back to the island episodes.
Gotta get back.
We're not doing this, guys.
What? That's the island.
We're not doing Lost references.
I'm not.
It's been like 6 years.
I am not doing Lost.
This isn't Lost. This is the island.
The Prisoners.
The prison. Yeah.
We're doing the
I'm not doing any of those.
Aww.
Last episode for this one, Sub-Zero Ice Punch.
Oh.
Which sounds awesome.
So we're
by the way.
getting some Mr. Freeze in this episode?
Maybe.
No.
Okay.
Well, there is a snowman teddy bear.
So we follow Ty first. They land on a giant glacier. Ty is in his underwear. Thankfully, he finds his clothes. Also, mailbox.
Which happened to be there.
And Agumon offers to warm them up for him in the newest, hottest fashion.
Oh my.
Even too cold for me now.
Don't worry, I can give you the latest hot look.
Hey, Agumon, that's smoking. Now can you hook up my pants?
Oops, nuked them a little too long. But look on the bright side, Ty.
What bright side?
You won't be cold anymore.
The puns here.
Oh my
were
God.
so bad.
Yeah, the puns are kind of...
I can give you the hottest threads. And now your clothes are burned because I just shot fire at fabric.
They literally say it's too quiet.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
So here comes Digimon. He's a snowman.
I love this guy.
Do they not
He's
realize
so dumb.
that when it snows, it is seriously quiet outside?
Yeah.
He's some Dana Schneider it sounded like, too. I love it.
Yeah, like somehow a giant snowman's able to block fireballs.
Instead of doing the whole I'm melting routine.
Hey.
Which seems like obvious. They get the black ear out of Frigimon. I actually had to talk to a friend about this because, like, he reminds me of something. I said Frigimon's voice is an impression of a Jewish comedian or Dom DeLuise.
He sounds like Dana Schneider, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird, because I was trying to think. There have been some minor celebrities, at least voice acting wise, in Digimon. So I wonder who was playing him.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it would not be Dom DeLuise, and it's definitely Don Dana Schneider.
They make an ice break to the next island. The next island has Matt. I don't want to go to the next island.
He literally makes this, like, 80-mile-long bridge out of ice, and they somehow just walk across it like... Yeah. Okay, when
that's how you find Matt. You just listen for TK.
Where are you, TK?
I love this because it's like Matt is worrying about TK. Also, the sky is blue and snow is cold.
And Gabumon doesn't care.
Gabumon doesn't care about anything, man.
Gabumon just like, stop acting like an idiot and warm up.
Gabumon's like, oh, I'm so warm, yeah. Everything's awesome. What's that? You looking for your brother? Oh, sucks to be you. Oh, look at all this fur.
Gabumon goes to look for TK while Matt stays by the fire.
And
Gabumon then finds Matt in the snow.
That an idiot. You should have just left him there, Gabumon.
Gabumon should have just left him there.
Stay classy, Matt. Stay classy. But no, Gabumon takes him back to a cave and covers him in his own flesh.
He literally strips.
Yeah, which is like, it's a weird thing. Like, we don't know, because he Digivolves with it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't kill an animal and then wears...
No. Putting your clothes on somebody that doesn't necessarily fit them makes them look like an odd shape is weird.
A lot of Digimon wear
this
clothes.
Dude peels his skin off. It doesn't matter if it's supposed to be detachable. He peels his skin off
He's embarrassed about it.
to lay it on this guy and to go out and search in the wild.
Yeah.
He's like a naked dog.
That's like legit terrifying.
Yeah.
He's a naked chihuahua.
They get across to the next island.
Mm-hmm.
Frigimon sticks around. He seems lonely.
After having walked across this 80-mile ice bridge. Okay, when you're playing a video game, you get to ice. What's the challenge?
Not falling off.
Not falling off.
It's slipping.
Let's walk 80 miles down the slippery slope. And they do it fine.
But I mean, like, they get there,
Non-slip.
and, like, Frigimon, like, they thank Frigimon, but then Frigimon starts, like, following them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think he doesn't have many friends.
Dude, he just traveled 80 miles. Of course he doesn't have friends. For people who doesn't even know.
So Matt and Ty finally meet up, and they're best friends.
Oh, he had a black ear. He killed all of his friends.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. He
Matt
doesn't want to go home.
Matt and Ty finally meet up. They're best friends.
For like 5 seconds.
For like 5 seconds.
And then they start fighting.
And then we move our Matt and Ty fight count up to 4.
4!
Woo!
The
Click.
big 4.
Matt thinks Ty is making fun of Gabumon for being sick. Matt wants to go to the other island immediately to find TK.
TK!
Matt runs away. They repeat Matt's running animation 3 times in a row.
Yep.
Gotta stay within
By the
budget,
way,
man.
this is also the first time we see them physically, like, fight.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
they actually start punching each other.
I can't believe they had physical violence in this episode.
Oh, no.
They fight to the edge of a cliff. This is where Matt breaks down. They all fall off and get attacked by Mojimon, who is a Yeti.
A Yeti. A real Yeti. Yetimon.
He breaks off the edge of the cliff. You really have no luck when it comes to cliff edges.
No.
I think they just steer clear of them at this point.
Yeah, right?
Nope.
So, basically, like, at this point, just, like, they digivolve, fight, they win. Like,
Kind of a boring episode, to be perfectly honest.
And then, like, but the only interesting thing is, like, at the very end, they break open the side of, like, the cliff.
And there's tons
Of
of
giant
black gears.
gear.
Yeah.
Not black, just black. Just
Well,
regular
they are
gears.
black, but they're
Yeah.
just regular gears.
Yeah.
And they hit it, and it starts causing them to go back towards the island.
So there's a switch
and
there,
we're left
too.
on a cliffhanger as they go back to the island.
Back
to the island.
I hate you guys.
Anyway,
Anyway, so that was the first 9 episodes of Digimon.
Digital monsters.
So let's go ahead and go here. Who is the MVP for this episode?
MPP? What do you mean?
MVP, most valuable person.
Most valuable person.
Like
for this-
who's the best character for this episode?
Best character for this episode?
Not the
whole
episode 9,
series?
but for the first 9 episodes.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with Izzy, because he's not an idiot.
Okay.
He's just an alien.
What about you, Sarah?
That's a hard question. Come back to me later.
Okay, well,
Oh,
actually,
no. Can I change mine? I wanted to be Patamon. Because he does the best thing.
nothing.
He just nothing.
Well, we're gonna kill Gomamon later.
Wait, what?
We're us as a group.
Okay.
We're gonna kill Gomamon. Let's see.
I think
My most valuable player?
Devimon.
That's so hard.
You set it all up.
I like Leomon, but
Leomon doesn't really do much.
he
and he's
doesn't.
evil.
Yeah, he's evil. So
I'd actually have to go ahead and say that.
I wanna
Like,
see-
I'd have to say either Palmon because she's the most entertaining,
Mm-hmm. And
Or-
useful.
or Izzy. Yeah,
I had to say Mimi then because she's entertaining because she makes you hate her, and that's what keeps you watching.
Okay, so
And she becomes a lot caring. Hopefully, I think she does. I don't remember.
and do you have a worst character for this episode?
Matt or Joe? Pick one.
You really don't like Joe, do
I
you?
don't like either of them. I really don't. God, they're annoying.
Sarah?
TK.
Yeah, we actually don't really talk much about TK. Actually, we don't talk anything about TK.
That's the point. I said this
anything about
earlier.
him.
TK is an accessory. He's not a character. You can't count him in most hateable character because he's not one. He is an
Fine.
accessory. He is the motivation for why Matt is such an idiot.
So you want me to recast my vote?
No.
Yes.
No.
No, go for
Okay,
it. Okay.
okay. I don't like TK.
yeah, I'd have
I
to
don't.
say-
I just never liked him.
Guys, I think we know what my least favorite character is.
Patamon?
It's going.
Gomamon.
When I said I hate 7 times, I actually went there and counted in my notes. I said I hate him 7 times. Actually, I say I hate Gomon 6 times. I said I hate Kakumon 1 time.
Same thing.
So it counts.
Yeah.
Totally does.
So yeah, that was our first episode.
Woo!
Yay!
Not a very smooth episode, but I think we got through it.
I'm
First
sorry.
episodes never are, man.
So I've been Zach,
I've been Evan.
Sarah.
and we're gonna go figure out if our gloves go with our dresses.
They totally do.
Remember to stay digi-cool.
7 young kids go to camp for the summer, wind up living in a digital land where everybody gets to meet his own Digimonster, a digital companion, a digital friend.